Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. So today I'm going to tell you how you can successfully study medicine and surgery in another language. The reason why I actually decided to create this video is because of my previous video where I talked about affordable countries where you can go and study medicine and surgery, and some of these countries are all these countries where English is not their official language. For example, Russia, they speak Russian. China, they speak Chinese. Yeah, although in these countries there are still some schools where you can get to learn in English, but the only disadvantage is that these schools might not want to employ people from English speaking countries that will come and be teaching the students who want to learn in English medium. This is because it's going to be very expensive for them to bring people from other countries to come and teach these medical students in English. So they will resort to using their own people who can speak English. But you know, your language will always be your language. Somebody whose official language is English will be able to impart knowledge better into you than someone who probably learns English language and is not yet perfect in it. So that person will not be able to teach you medicine in English as much as he would be able to teach you medicine in his own language. Yeah. So when you look at all of these, you'll be like, okay, instead of falling into the hands of some lecturers that might not be able to teach medicine in English perfectly, why not I decide to, learn medicine in their own language. Medicine is the same everywhere, whether in Chinese, Russian, Hungarian, English, whatever language, German, it's always going to be the same. Yeah. So I'm going to share some of the things that I did that helped me to successfully study medicine and surgery in Russian language. Yeah. So when I got to Russia, the first thing was to do the preparatory course, and the preparatory course is for 1 year. So in this preparatory course, you are going to be taught the language. Let's say in Russian, now you're going to be taught Russian language for like a couple of 6 months. No, for a year actually, but then for the first 6 months is only Russian language. Then after that 6 months, they'll start adding something like biology, chemistry inside, just for you to start knowing some medical terminologies in the Russian language. Yeah. So after the preparatory year, at least I could read and write, but then I wasn't speaking fluently as a Russian. In fact, I wasn't even speaking. My Russian then was just like broken Russian, just like you have broken English. Yeah. So after that preparatory course, we started our main medical course, which is medicine, for 6 years. Yeah. So the first year, oh my God, it was very, very difficult. Even though I had already done the preparatory course for a year, it was still not easy to just, start reading anatomy in Russian, start reading physiology in Russian. So what I did was I had to make Russian friends. Like after each class, I'll collect some of their notes, and then I would cross-check it with my own notes and then see where I made some mistakes. It was very tedious, but you have to be willing to make that sacrifice. I say you just want to be a mediocre student. Not everyone will be a top class student here. So if you just want to pass, like let my people go. But if you really, really want to be a competitive student, then you have to be willing to put in the work. So I took their notes, cross-check, and at some time I even have to rewrite everything from beginning to end, because I just realized that, oh my God, I've written rubbish throughout. Yeah. So also another thing I did was I read a lot, and in my in the process of reading, I had to be doing a lot of translations. I have a note, so what I do is, as I'm reading, I'm writing out the key points. Then for each word that I'm just meeting for the first time, what I'll do, I'll just write the translation on top of it, so that when I'm reading that note again, I don't have to do translation all over again. All I have to do is just to be reading straight. Yeah, so I made notes while I was reading. And another thing that also helped was in classes, I tried to speak. Like in Russia, their method of learning is that one of their method of learning, because they have many methods, one of their method of learning is that when you come to the practical class, the teacher is going to ask you question. And for international students, sometimes you know the answer, but how to speak the Russian was a very, very difficult situation. But the thing is that if you are willing to just talk, it might not flow, but just try. Yeah, so the more you try to speak, the better. So whenever they throw a question at me, even though I don't know how to speak the Russian perfectly, what I'll do is I'll just start maybe kletki eta, I'll just be talking one. Like, let's see what is sell is kletki in Russian. It'd be like kletki eta, annoy is, then I'll have to start thinking until I form all the sentence. And the good thing is that their teachers are actually very patient. They know that you are an international student, so they will actually give you time to think out the words and just try to speak here. But if you are always, afraid, saying, oh, I cannot speak, I don't want to embarrass myself, this and that, honestly, you will remain at a spot. You will not even go forward at all. So the best thing for you is to try. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but just try. Like, try to speak in class. Try to interact with your Russian classmates in Russian. And outside school, also try to make friends. Like, go on social gatherings. Let's say you enjoy playing tennis ball, you can just go to tennis ball sports and just try to play with any Russian you see there. And from there you can be having conversations even when you don't even know what to speak. You can even use your Google Translate. Let's say you want to say something that you don't know the word, you can just type it on Google Translate to bring out the word for you, then you can speak to the person. Yeah. So the first thing is do the preparatory class. The second thing is make friends with your Russian classmates, collect their notes, try to write notes. The third thing is, as you are reading, try to be translating. And the fourth thing is try to speak, whether in class, whether outside class, just try to speak the language. So these are the things I was doing, and within 2 to 3 years, I saw myself becoming better in the language. I could read perfectly well without issues. I could write without issues. I could speak. It's only my speaking that I'll say, okay, it's probably 70%, 80%. I wouldn't call it 1900. Yeah, I could speak, but my writing, very good. My reading, very good, but the speaking, I'll call it 80% thereabout. Yeah. So if you're able to do all these things, honestly, the sky will be your limit in terms of learning in another language. And this does not apply to medicine alone. It can apply to engineering, nursing, economics, any course you decide to go to, all these non-English speaking countries to study. Is going to help you if you apply some of these tactics that I just mentioned. Yeah. So if you are just tuning into my channel for the first time, like, share, and comment. Hopefully I will keep more videos coming. and I hope that you would keep tuning into my channel. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.